Sanam. Good morning. So, couple things happening to note. We're continuing this Hada Gobinde work all the way through Saturday morning. Sunday night we'll kind of change and we'll set up for next week's mantra, which is going to be Apsahai Hoa Sache Da Sacha Doa. And one of the reasons why we're going to do it next week is that there's a new moon on Tuesday. So there's a very specific meditation with this mantra that you practice on the new moon that is highly, highly, highly magnetic and very, very creative in terms of manifestation. So we'll continue the Architects of Sound with Apsahai Hoa Sache Da Sacha Doa next week, and Tuesday morning will be a special class for the new moon. We'll do a very particular meditation, and basically we're going to continue until we're done, and we're going to be working our way up to these weeks in February before the Aquarian Business Training, where we're going to start to open up and unpack some of the more complex mantras. They're complex in one way and not in another, but they're not as well known, and they take a little work to start to get them. So we'll work all the way up to these weeks before the Aquarian Business Training starts with the podis of Japji, which are utilized for prosperity, and there's several of them that are high prosperity sound currents. One is the billionaire mantra, which is the 25th, and then there's another little section that is the 33rd, and it gives you the power to manifest anything very quickly. So we'll get into some of these more complex as we build, but next week we'll work with Apsahai Hoa Sache Da Sacha Doa. It's a very protective, very powerful. It does all sorts of things, but particularly one of its powers is that it's a sound that takes away fundamental insecurity, and that fundamental insecurity creates all sorts of wobbliness in the system, which makes you lose energy quickly. One thought that is a self-doubt thought form creates 30% of a loss of energy right from the get-go. So what Apsahai Hoa does is it starts to reinforce you in a certain way and creates a very deep security and also protection. There's a protective quality to the mantra. So it's a very powerful one, and it's also an interesting sound current because it's one of the sound currents that is not Gurmukhi that we utilize. So it has, for those of you who are connected, and some of you are, I am kind of, because I grew up with a lot of Bhagavad Gita, and I grew up with the Krishnas, kind of. They were around. Everybody was around, but the Quakers, the Krishnas, the whole three-ring circus. But so the Krishnas were around, so we did a lot of chanting in the Sanskrit, right? Apsahai Hoa is one of these. For those of you who connect to some of the more Hindu streams that are a part of these teachings as well, we kind of concentrate a little bit more on the Tibetan stream, but there is a major Hindu stream that comes through the teaching. And if anybody's been to the Golden Temple or to these parts of India where Islam, Hinduism, Tibetan Buddhism, and Sikhism all collide in one kind of mishmash of kind of crossroads of energy, and the mantras move kind of between. And so there's all these kind of streams that come through. And so we'll work with that next week, and we'll see what happens. I used it a lot, and I used this particular meditation we'll do on the new moon on Tuesday. I used it when Rama was kind of, in its just its vision states. So I used this particular meditation we'll do Tuesday, but I also used Apsahe Hoa a lot. I slept to it and used it a lot in the kind of just the seedling stages. So I know how powerful it is because here we are. Okay, so that's next week. And all of these prosperity teachings will lead us all the way to the Aquarian Business Training, which will start on Friday, February 27th. And we'll do 3 days. It'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, one weekend. Then the next weekend we'll have 60 days of practice and kind of a community and conscious entrepreneur, business, and creative community with each other as we go through these practices for 60 days. And then we'll join back on April 24th through the 26th, again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we'll do the second weekend. And I was talking to Paresh, who's not here this morning, but we're talking about what he is going to teach, what he's going to offer, and this is exciting to me. I think it's going to be really interesting. He Harvard Business School major, kind of, graduated with honors and all this stuff, and went directly into what you do when you get that kind of degree. And he's Indian. His parents are Indian. Obviously, his parents are Indian. There was a whole expectation around and a kind of programming around business and commerce and just how you do things. And so basically, the first weekend, he's going to break out all the kind of fundamental teachings that he was given as this is how business works at Harvard Business School. And then he's going to show you now in the Aquarian age what he's doing and what actually works in business in the Aquarian age. Okay, so I think it's going to be really interesting to kind of look with someone who has that kind of training and now is building, a socially saturated type of business in the Aquarian age about us connecting to each other and everyone being prosperous in that conversation. So that's some exciting stuff. Today's Thursday, so a week from tomorrow night, it'll be a Friday night. So I usually teach on Friday nights, but I won't be teaching the regular class. We'll be teaching this. And so it's Friday, January 23rd, and from 7 to 9:30, me and my teaching partner, John Wineland, will be teaching a relationship course. It's actually going to be a 6-month course. And so we'll have different things that we address in the 6 months. And when we did our first introductory course in November, one of the things that came up the most is communication, because obviously everything is a communication. As women, we use men to actually become more intimate with each other. It's an interesting fact. Okay, so women are always looking for intimacy, and men, we utilize men to actually become more intimate with each other as women. It's an interesting little thing. You can watch it. We'll talk about it on this in this workshop. And Yogi Bhajan said over and over again, all intercourse, whether it's sexual intercourse, any type of intermingling of energy, begins at the 5th chakra. Begins with communication. So we'll be working with these powerful teachings, and this stuff is important because we have to get the relationship scene together on the planet. It's part of it's part of our mission in the Aquarian age. And those of you who have Pluto in Libra, which is everybody from, the age range of Pluto in Libra is something like 32 to 42, something like that generation of people, which some of you are in. Pluto and Libra people, we came to the planet to work this relationship stuff out. It's part of our mission. No, we don't have to fulfill our mission. There was a good quote about that. Yogi Bhajan was talking about, you don't have to fulfill your mission, but you do have a mission, and it's set And there is, as we've been talking about, a part of you that knows exactly what it is and knows if or if not you are, aligned with it in a way that's really fulfilling to you. Because the thing about success and prosperity in the Aquarian age is that you can have all the external signs of success and not be fulfilled because something in you knows that you're not aligned with your mission fully. So when we talk about success and prosperity in this age, we're talking about a whole mandala of alignments. You could think of it as, for those of you who get it, whose mind work this way, who get into this kind of yogic physioanatomy, you could think of it as just like the alignment of the chakras and the gunas and the tattvas and the nadis, all these kind of parts of our yogic anatomy. If those things aren't aligned, we feel, either low energy, which means depressed, anxious, not able to be present, frustrated, low tolerance for others, that kind of stuff. So either we're in a low energy state when those things aren't aligned, or we just have that feeling, that Princess and the Pea feeling. Something is wrong. I've forgotten something. That's the feeling. You know that feeling. And what you've forgotten is that there's something out of alignment with that true mandala of destiny, mission, and prosperity. And it's becoming increasingly harder to avoid that feeling if you aren't, because we're getting more sensitive as a species. So this is why we're doing this whole kind of chiropractic alignment. We're coming at it in all sorts of different ways. We're going to come at it in a much different way than we have in these days past this morning. And Yogi Bhajan says, and this is something I've talked to several of you about when we've spoken privately about prosperity, and I think it's really an important teaching. If the root of your aura is not deep or deep enough, you will never be rich, money-wise. We're talking now, because prosperity comes in a lot of different ways, but we're talking actual money, cash money, resources. So a lot of times we think that we, build the aura this way, and that when we build the aura this way, we're going to, attract higher caliber opportunities and higher caliber kind of relationships and higher caliber, prosperity offerings. And it's true. However, if the root, what he calls the root of the aura, does not go down into the earth far enough, you can't handle them. You can't hold them. And I'll read you a quote, which is kind of funny and good about this. He says, "Your aura in the ground is measured by the heel strength of your foot." The strength of your heel. He talked a lot about how to walk on the earth and how to move your foot. A lot of us walk on our tiptoe. So he would actually have the women particularly, walk in a very certain way with the heel to the toe. And you hear that in all sorts of different theories of kind of the way the body needs to align. Okay, so your aura in the ground is measured by the heel strength, not from the toe. And if your aura in the earth is shallow, you are poor. You cannot become rich. I can give you the federal bank and everything. Money shall not be with you. Money is only measured by the depth of your auric root into the earth. Now get this, because we're talking about architecture. Your east aura. Did you guys know that you have an east aura? Your east aura towards the east half of the side of the east, it will give you how to grab an opportunity. Okay? The aura toward the west gives you the strength how to produce impossible. Your aura on your top will give you the height. Got it? So this is where, things become very interesting because do you know this? Some of us know this thing that we do, Ad Garename, Jugad Garename, Sat Garename, Siri Guru Devename, that mantra. The way to do it, does everyone know how to use that mantra when you're building architecture? It's a very architectural sound. We'll work with it in this time because it's a prosperity mantra. Does everyone who knows how it goes and wants to share it? How do we place the mantra in our aura? Right. Yeah. Okay, so explain exactly how you do it. City. Okay, so all R's in Gurmukhi, good day. Say it. Good day. Everybody say it. Good day. Almost, but for our understanding, good day. Because feel the difference, gure. Yeah, there's no power in it, right? So, okay, so Ad Gurename goes to the east. This is to the east, right? We're not talking about on the earth. We're talking about you at the center of the compass. Okay. So Ad Gurename, Jugad Gurename, Sat truth, Gure Name. So the west side of the aura, let's refer to our notes here. The west side of the aura gives you the strength to produce impossible. The right side of the aura, Ad Gure Name, gives you the magnetic energy to draw the opportunity in. Just some fun stuff for you to play with. And if you don't care, or this doesn't make any sense to you, don't worry about it. But when we're working with building architecture, because people have been asking me some interesting questions about the aura, and I have an interesting relationship because of my tantric numerology and some other things to these teachings. So I'll give you my interpretation. This is not written anywhere. This is my interpretation. And we talked about it, I think it was last Friday night. The difference between the arc line, the radiant body, the arc body, the radiant body, and the auric body. And a lot of questions came from this particular lecture that I gave because people were asking me, there's an architecture to your aura that is innate. It's part of your kind of destiny stream. It's part of your incarnational accomplishment. So the stuff that you came in with and you've accomplished in other lifetimes. And so there's an architecture to that auric space that is already in place. Now, you can, from practices like this mantra, the way that you place it around and some of what we're doing, you can build annexes to the auric structure. But there's a structure in place that is particularly unique, like a snowflake, to you. Now, the question was, some people's auras are just naturally bigger than others. That's just the way it is. It's one of those innate kind of universal laws. However, the radiant body can be increased, which means that you can put more wattage of energy through the structure that's already there, because people were asking me, does that mean, if your aura is not big, you're not going to be successful or successful in a certain kind of way, and that kind of, if you're innately, your aura is a little bit more compact. And the answer to that is there's all sorts of factors at play, because we know many people who have huge auras that cannot handle what's going on. And they can't, so it is not, you can have a little bit more of a compact aura and work hard and put a lot of wattage through it and, clear out your karmas on your arc line and have an immense amount of success. And I'm trying to think of good, like a couple, there's many public figure types that are good examples of this, but let's think of somebody who's just hardworking, who doesn't necessarily have that. Well, this is a bad example. I think if I can think of someone else. I would say Katy Perry is a good example, actually. Katy Perry innately doesn't have that big of an aura. There's a structure there, but she's very hardworking, and she's a very good businesswoman. Right? So there's a structure there, but it's not huge the way Beyonce's aura is, or even Lady Gaga, who has a really weird situation, but the aura is big, in a certain way. It's not as big as Beyonce's, though. I'm just showing you, so you can kind of feel what that feels like, so you have a little sense of what it feels like. So all of them are wildly successful. They've made a lot of money, and they're very famous. So good. This is actually, it's a pretty good example. That's what we're talking about. So there's a structure. You can build annexes to that structure. You're not going to change it too much. There, you can what is it called when you redo your house? Renovate. You can renovate, you can remodel, but there's a structure, and you're not going to pull it down and rebuild unless, something weird happens, like an alien walks in. So that's that. But you can increase the wattage of your radiant body. And then that's pouring more light through this structure of the aura. Now, what I'd like for us to do is use the mantra today and use the practice today to root down. Because one thing you can do, it's not going to change the structure of your aura, but it's going to earthquake retrofit. When you start to focus on the root of the aura, and you start to focus on the root, so every time we inhale, we hold our breath, push the energy down and push it up. We focus a lot on bringing it up, and it is important. But today I want you to focus on pressing it down and see how far you can get rooted in that. And that is going to start to develop a new capacity of your own success, particularly around the material stuff. And we're not sadhus. And I was watching this lecture from Yogi Bhajan, and he was like, who are those people who don't have sex? And the class was like, celibates? He's like, yeah, what the? He was going off about the celibates, because his whole point is if you're denying your material and physical existence, you're just going to have wet dreams. He literally said that. So you're just going to be wishing that you had enough money to feel good. And, we're not sadhus. We're householders. And if those of you who are here on Tuesday when we started this, I read this quote about your desire to be prosperous is a divine expression of your divine self. It's divine. Right? And so we're not trying to deny that. We want to just give it divinity. We want to give it the current of this particular sound current is quite powerful. Anybody have anything else happen in the past couple of days, and then we'll go? What? And when did it happen?
A week ago.
Okay.
But I've been doing prosperity before that.
Yeah.
It would be nice to be on an island doing what I do for a living. About 2 weeks ago I said that. And then there was a conflict with the Bogota job.
Yeah.
And I got a phone call from my director in London saying, why can't you come? Let's make it work. Figure it out.
Right.
Wow.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Well, if you want it, let's root it down, because it's happening. What happened?
I was driving home and a truck in front of me saying your fortune awaits. And I got home and I had 2 checks for a job and a third check that was not expected for an extra $150.
Awesome.
And I got a call from work tonight and a possible freelance gig. Yeah.
Yeah. Just that? Okay, got it. So, the reason we're sharing this is so just careful, because I mean, I'm doing a couple things. First of all, I'm bringing up your own subconscious. Why not me? And that's because something's wrong with me and I suck. And I've been chanting the mantra too. So let's bring that up to the surface. Okay, so we can get rid of that. Because if you pray for someone else, you receive, we were saying 6%, but I found something where Yogi Bhajan said you get 10%. I'm going to go with that. So it's increasing by the day. So, we hear this, we pray for them instead of, getting into our own subconscious, it must not be happening for me because I magnetize this suffering. That's the new age thing. I love that. It's like a whole new age way to, basically mask the same thing that the Judeo-Christian programming was, which is, I deserve this because I somehow must be an original sinner. So when we hear stuff like this, we would just want to pray for them. Let's all pray for them and really put our energy into what is happening. And you watch what may happen for you, because that's a 10% return is a pretty good return. Anybody read the new money book by Anthony Robbins? I haven't either. I just ordered it on Amazon. No, it's called Money something. Yeah. And basically what he did, somebody read it. Somebody has read it and explained everything to me, but somebody else read it. You should read it and then explain some more to me. But what he did is he went around, and it's all for charity. So he was very smart. He went around to all these kind of top, including Charles Schwab, and he asked him, okay, how would you invest for your wife, or how do you, like, if you were going to die tomorrow, where would you put all your money, and what would you do? And, basically, he owns a company that's a money market. Is it money market accounts? Is that what they're called? Yeah. He owns a company where people are, basically middle class, taking middle class people's money and putting them in these money market accounts. And he said in this interview, I would take my money and put them in indexes. And everybody who knows, but this is the thing with the way the thing's been set up, and this is why we have to bust through a lot of this, because it just requires a little bit of neuron velocity, and Anthony Robbins has done a great job. And anyone who knows certain places to place money where there's a great return. And I feel like this is a big Aquarian age kind of moment where he got these people into these interviews and said, all this is going to charity, I'm doing this great project, and basically got them to, spill the beans, including, Charles Schwab saying he wouldn't himself put the money into money market accounts. I mean, that's an amazing moment, right? So this is the kind of stuff that is now, with the neuron velocity that's happening, you can access this stuff, and there are people on the planet who are helping us do it. So I highly recommend somebody reading it and telling me what to do. Okay, bring the palms together. So let's pray. Let's pray for our friends who this is happening for. Let's bring the thumbs into the heart. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Just put our prayer over them that all of this and more, everything that they need, deserve, all of the inspiration, the guidance, and support, strength, creativity. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to tune in. hold the breath and feel our prayer just infuse the room, how powerful that is. And exhale. Now working into these corridors of your aura. Inhale. Angune name Jugat Gune name Sat Gune name Siddhi Gune name Angune name Jugat Gune name Sat Gune name Siddhi Gune name Angune name Jugat Gune name Sat Gune name Siddhi Gune name. Inhale. And exhale. Now come to all fours. We'll do the cat-cow posture. Hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Inhaling up and exhaling down. This Narayan Shabad builds prosperity. It's a sound current where you're inviting, you're addressing the husband of Lakshmi, Vishnu, Narayan, creating the stability of the masculine container structure for the abundance of the Lakshmi. You can play this at your house, your office. I have it playing at my house constantly. Very, very powerful. Inhale, stretch up. Hold breath, tip of the tongue, roof of the mouth. Now exhale the other way, pull the navel, stretch. Inhale. And exhale, press back, forehead to the ground, palms together. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll come all the way up. And we'll come easy pose. We're going to do a little 1-minute breath. And I'll read to you why this is a prosperity pranayama. It's a good little thing. I told one person, for 31 minutes, do the 1-minute breath meditation. It's the story of a man who is grateful today, who is successful today, who has become compassionate without any lecture. He has realized himself. Why? It's so simple. You live by breath, you die by breath. And if you meditate on your breath, the Pavan Guru, the knowledge of the pranic vidya of creation and creativity and all incarnations will dawn on you. You will start valuing your projection, and one day you will be surprised. Everyone in turn will value you. So I love this breath. We'll bring the index finger to the thumb. We'll sit up very tall. If you're new to it, you'll start somewhere around 10 to 12 seconds. Inhale, and then the same amount of seconds hold, and then the same amount of seconds exhale. If you're working to advance your practice, come up to 15, 17, and the ultimate is 20, 20, 20. Okay, ready? Sit up tall, roll eyes up and in, and begin to inhale to your number. Just long, deep breath. Then hold the same amount. Exhale the same amount. And keep going. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. In 3 minutes, you can totally change your mood. In particular, if you deal with anxiety, the 1-minute breath is one of the most powerful tools you can have, and you don't need anything. You don't need a mantra. You don't need, you need nothing. You don't have to sit in easy pose. I recommend not doing it while you're driving, but other than that, I mean, you can kind of do breath of fire while you're driving, but you can't really do this one. Okay. So, Kundalini Yoga works on 8 centers, the 7 chakras, and 1 engulfing aura. Lots of Kundalini Yoga masters have been taught about the chakras. They have not been taught about the arc line and the aura. Therefore, the science is not complete with them. That's why for centuries it has been said that Kundalini Yoga should not be taught because it is dangerous. It is only dangerous if you open up the chakras without making the connection of the aura and the arc line. There are 10 bodies and they all have to be in balance. So we're going to do this Kriya that basically creates this balance that we spoke of in the beginning of the class. Okay, so come onto all fours. And you're going to come into cow pose, so your head is up and your sit bones are up. You drop your belly. You're going to extend your left leg behind you and raise it as high as you can. Now from here, you're going to point and flex the toes with breath of fire. So the pointing and flexing of the toes comes into rhythm with the movement, the breath. Movement and breath in rhythm. Just pay attention. If you can't coordinate your own foot and your own breath, this is a symptom of these certain parts of your yogic anatomy physiology being off. So we're working to balance them now. So really focus on coordinating the breath with the movement. The navel moves with the toe. What did Yogi Bhajan say? The aura, the root of the aura is determined by the strength of the heel. Head is up with dignity. And now coordinate the navel and the breath with the movement of the foot. Inhale. Exhale, switch sides. So other leg up, open the heart, press your aura through your hands down into the earth and move. Inhale, exhale. Good. Now inhale and exhale and just come to child's pose. Feeling the subtle and not so subtle realms, this balancing that's happening. 8 chakras, 5 tattvas, 3 gunas, 10 bodies. Feel it happening. 72,000 nadis. Inhale and exhale. Now you're going to come back onto all fours, but this time we're going to come into the cat pose. So you're going to lock your spine into the arch like a cat, and then you're going to make a fist with your left hand in front of the heart and begin punching. So it looks like this. And again, you want the rhythm of the fire. A very strong cat. Go. Punch, punch, punch. So see how far you can pull your navel up and arch your spine really, really, really strong. And then punch, punch, punch. Now again, coordinate breath of fire with the movement of the arm. And if you're having a hard time doing that, this is a good indication of something that's often used. So now work to balance it. Heads down, sit bones tucked under, navel really strong. Really strong. Inhale, exhale, coordinated breath. Shoulder blade must move. We're working with a situation there in the shoulder blade and the shoulders. Arms are as tough as steel. Now change arms. Arms as tough as steel. Move with the navel. squeeze your butt a little bit and really get connected into the earth. Press the shins into the earth. Pull the navel. Press into that left palm. Good, and press back child's pose. Inhale and exhale. Now inhale, come all the way up, seated on the heels. And as we bow our forehead, and if you can't sit on the heels, is this your first Kundalini Yoga class? No, you've been Kundalini Yoga before? Oh, awesome. Well, welcome. Okay, so if you can't sit on your heels, you can always do an easy pose. We're going to come bowing forehead to the ground. You're going to clap your hands behind your back as you do that, like this. And again, you'll find it's interesting to try to coordinate those palms together behind you. And so work with that. It's an inhale up and an exhale down. Really breathe deep, deep, deep. The physical Kriya this morning is short, so just give it your all. We have about 4 more minutes of physical practice, then we're going to meditate for a long time. So breathe, breathe, breathe. Keep going. Good. Now inhale up. Hold the breath, pull the Mula Bandha, focus third eye. And exhale and come easy pose, please. And the thumb is going to touch the mound of the pinky finger. This is a great one. Anything that you do in your practice where you get that mound of the Mercury, if you do the fists of anger or something like this, it's very good to start to command the mercurial energy as we come into a Mercury retrograde, which is I'm going to start on the 21st. Okay, you're like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in. Okay, I knew it was different than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in. Good, and keep going. Breathe. And go as fast as you can. Good. Now inhale, stretch out, hold the breath, project. And exhale. Good, 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 good. Very nice. Just feel for a moment what's balanced out in you. And for my teacher trainers, as we're going into this teacher training weekend, this is one of the things, I've taught this set maybe 100 times, at least 100 times, but we always have to have the thing in front of us, the right up in front of us, even if you think you have memorized it, because you're always looking on that, you're on the lookout for your own subconscious stuff, right? So that's important to have this in front of you, always, always. Okay, so we're going to do this really beautiful prosperity. It's called Richness Will Come. And I was just thinking about the first time I taught this meditation, I signed up for 40 days for a prosperity course I was teaching out of the old Kundalini speakeasy behind my house in Venice. And some of you might have actually done it, I don't know. But so we did this meditation for 40 days, and I was just thinking this Saturday, one of the sculptures of one of the participants who was in that course, who was here yesterday, she was sitting right here, she's putting up a sculpture that she was commissioned by the city to do this Saturday, and she was telling me that from what was deposited in her aura, all of her prayers were about, obviously, working as a sculptor, which is a hard thing to do in this day and age, and getting commissioned by the city. And so just this Saturday coming up, they're having a ceremony for this sculpture that's going up in this little park over behind Whole Foods, and she says that it's from the work she did with this particular meditation. So you're depositing energy in your bank account, your manifestation bank account. And Yogi Bhajan says that basically we're breaking down the past and the barriers to our success, which is what HUD does. The Ashtanga mantra the Guru Gayatri mantra, it gives all the facets of our God selves, but the HUD, those 4 very powerful HUDs before those 8 descriptions, those are the places where you're taking this kind of jackhammer at some of the places where we have barriers to our own success and our own self-sabotage. This mantra is to fix our mental relationship to prosperity and power. It will produce money. Prosperity will come. Opportunities will come. Richness will come. So we're going to work with both our relationship to money and our relationship to power. That's an interesting little combo platter. Okay, so it goes like this. The hands are at the heart center, left palm out, right palm in like this. And then there's a little bit of pull on the elbow. You're going to look down tip of the nose, very comfortably, quote unquote, down tip of the nose. So just gently down tip of the nose. And then take a deep inhale. And exhale. And with the tip of the tongue and the navel point, we'll chant.
Hara Hara Hariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Kariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niraname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Gobinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Mukande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Hariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Kariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niraname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Gobinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Mukande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Hariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Kariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niraname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Gobinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Mukande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Hariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Kariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niraname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Gobinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Mukande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Hariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Kariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niraname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Gobinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Mukande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Hariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Kariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niraname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Gobinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Mukande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Hariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Kariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niraname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Gobinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Mukande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Hariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Kariyam, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niraname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame. Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam hara 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 kariyam hara 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 niraname hara 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 akame hara 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 gobinde hara 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 mukande hara 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 udare hara 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 apare hara 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 hariyam hara 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 kariyam hara 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 niraname hara 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 akame hara 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 gobinde hara 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 mukande hara 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 udare hara 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 apare hara 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 hariyam hara 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 kariyam hara 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 niraname hara 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 akame hara 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 gobinde hara 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 mukande hara 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 udare hara 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 apare hara 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 hariyam hara 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 kariyam hara 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 niraname hara 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 akame hara 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 gobinde hara 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 mukande hara 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 udare hara 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 apare hara 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 hariyam hara 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 kariyam hara 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 niraname hara 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 akame hara 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 gobinde hara 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 mukande hara 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 udare hara 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 apare hara 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 hariyam hara 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 kariyam hara 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 niraname hara 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 akame hara 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 gobinde hara 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 mukande hara 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 udare hara 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 apare hara 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 hariyam hara 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 kariyam hara 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 niraname hara 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 akame hara 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 gobinde hara 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 mukande hara 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 udare hara 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 apare hara 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 hariyam hara 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 kariyam hara 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 niraname hara 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 akame Hara 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 Gobinde, Hara 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 Mukande, Hara 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 Udare, Hara 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 Appare, Hara 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 Hariyam, Hara 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 Kariyam, Hara 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 Niraname, Hara 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 Akame, Hara 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 Gobinde, Hara 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 Mukande, Hara 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 Udare, Hara 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 Appare, Hara 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 Hariyam, Hara 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 Kariyam, Hara 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 Niraname, Hara 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 Akame, Hara 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 Gobinde, Hara 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 Mukande, Hara 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 Udare, Hara 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 Appare, Hara 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 Hariyam, Hara 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 Kariyam, Hara 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 Niraname, Hara 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 Akame, Hara 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 Gobinde, Hara 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 Mukande, Hara 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 Udare, Hara 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 Appare, Hara 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 Hariyam, Hara 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 Kariyam, Hara 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 Niraname, Hara 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 Akame, Hara 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 Gobinde, Hara 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 Mukande, Hara 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 Udare, Hara 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 Appare, Hara 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 Hariyam, Hara 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 Kariyam, Hara 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 Niraname, Hara 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 Akame, Hara 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 Gobinde, Hara 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 Mukande, Hara 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 Udare, Hara 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 Appare, Hara 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 Hariyam, Hara 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 Kariyam, Hara 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 Niraname, Hara 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 Akame, Hara 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 Gobinde, Hara 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 Mukande, Hara 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 Udare, Hara 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 Appare, Hara 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 Hariyam, Hara 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 Kariyam, Hara 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 Niraname, Hara 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 Akame, Hara 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 Gobinde, Hara 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 Mukande, Hara 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 Udare, Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam Hara 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 Niraname Hara 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 Akame Hara 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 Gobinde Hara 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 Mukande Hara 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 Udare Hara 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 Apare Hara 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 Hariyam Hara 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 Kariyam hara 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 ninaname, hara 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 akame, hara 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 gobinde, hara 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 mukande, hara 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 udare, hara 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 apare, hara 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 hariyam, hara 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 kariyam, hara 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 niraname, hara 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 akame, hara 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 gobinde, hara 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 mukande, hara 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 udare, hara 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 apare, hara 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 hariyam, hara 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 kariyam, hara 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 niname, hara 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 akame. Inhale, hold the breath, hold the thought. Richness will come, opportunities will come. I'm stable, I'm strong, I'm consolidated and prosperous. And exhale and relax the arms. Inhale and exhale. Bring the palms together, please. Inhale deep. Exhale. Inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on. Sat Nam Sana. Dylan, can you switch?